They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now, the young white girl comes along, and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark, it's about what she represents. My point is,
just when it seemed like the WNBA was finally getting its act together, poised to ride the Caitlin Clark rocket ship into sports relevance and real revenue, they managed to stumble badly. And by that, we mean Caitlin Clark, the league's one-woman ratings machine, is now on the injury list.
The Indiana Fever announced that star Caitlin Clark will be out at least 2 weeks with a left quad strain. Clark reported some pain in her leg Saturday after the team's loss to the New York Liberty. She subsequently underwent an MRI and was diagnosed with the strain on Monday.
Basketball fans are in meltdown mode. Talk shows are spiraling. And Stephen A. Smith? He's practically levitating from outrage aimed at WNBA bullies, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, and especially Angel Reese, who still thinks fans are tuning in for her. If you agree with Stephen A., drop a comment. Baby goat, baby giraffe.
Clark was the WNBA's Rookie of the Year last season and a first-team All-WNBA selection. So far, she's averaging 19 points and a league-leading 9.3 assists through 4 games this season. I could give a damn about that last part. I don't care about her leading the league in assists. I don't care about the points that she's averaging because I already know that the young lady can ball. She is special. What I'm interested in is what somebody tweeted me and asked about earlier today.
Caitlin Clark, the woman who transformed women's basketball from niche interest to must-watch TV, is now sidelined with a quad strain. 2 weeks minimum. 2 very long weeks where the WNBA will try to fake normalcy while the actual product implodes faster than one of Angel Reese's botched layups. Picture this, the league's brightest star in street clothes while ratings plummet like a stone in a kiddie pool.
Fortunately though, the celebration in the WNBA, it was cut short yesterday afternoon as WNBA players learned the harsh lesson: be careful what you wish for. Headline at the New York Post. Caitlin Clark sidelined with Indiana Felines announcing shock injury. Keyword: shock. This injury was shocking, but not for reasons that you may think.
Naturally, the first person to blow a gasket? Stephen A. Smith. ESPN's Hype King didn't just weigh in, he went DEFCON 1. While other league voices shrugged politely, Stephen A. came in like a human flamethrower, torching every bad take and bad decision that got us here. Let's be real, someone had to. Everyone else acts like Caitlin isn't the reason they're getting paid.
Fanatics also reported a 100% increase in sales for WNBA-specific merchandise. It started with Caitlin Clark. And so now that we know all of this, and we've known that for months, now we get to turn around and look and see what exactly is it that the league will do knowing that she's out for the next 2 weeks. I'm not saying I know for sure what's going to happen, but I haven't.
Stephen A. didn't just vent, he dropped receipts. While WNBA execs were out to lunch pretending Clark isn't the one paying the bills, Stephen A. laid it out. You think the league survives without her? Cool story, bro. Check the numbers and try not to cry.
Clark, Indiana led the league in attendance both at home and on the road. The Fever averaged 17,035 fans at home and over 15,000 on the road. 4 teams moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. That's about Caitlin Clark. How do we know this? Attendance for the entire league was up nearly 50% last year. According to data from across the timeline, and Indiana led all teams with an average attendance of 17,035. That was up 319% from the year earlier.
Let's break those numbers down. Caitlin Clark games average 1.178 million viewers. Without Clark, 394,000 viewers. That's not a dip, it's a full-blown ratings collapse. And players like Angel Reese still wonder why Clark gets all the spotlight. Maybe it's because Caitlin doesn't treat the ball like a bowling pin and actually makes people want to watch.
We'll find out. We don't know yet, but I'm going to be really, really interested in seeing, Molly, what kind of effect this has on the WNBA's ratings. Because if for some reason there is a precipitous drop-off, then everybody needs to stand down and recognize the fact that the speculation or the assertions and assumptions about her being the golden goose is valid.
Stephen A. didn't just wake up mad, he's been watching the WNBA fumble golden opportunity after golden opportunity. From Cheryl Swoops throwing shade like it's her job to Angel Reese turning every moment into her personal jealous teammate audition, he's had enough.
Bring back Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
Then there's Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, whose entire Clark strategy can be summed up as, thanks for the ratings? Like finding a genie in a bottle and wishing for a slightly bigger bottle. Now Clark is out, and Stephen A. is on the rooftop yelling, "Told you so."
You're asking about Caitlin a lot. You bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
Stephen even dropped wisdom. If this is the magnetic force that brings viewers, and her absence proves it, then everyone better sit down and ride the wave. Translation: Caitlin is the show. Either get on board or prepare for half-empty arenas and vanishing buzz.
Became the first rookie with at least 25 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in a playoff game. That was Caitlin Clark. Became the 4th different rookie to play all 40 minutes in a playoff game. That was her. I'm looking at other things. 6 different league television partners. This is last year. This is last season. Because this is the Caitlin Clark that we're talking about. 6 different league television partners set viewership records that year, her rookie year, for its highest viewed WNBA game. Do you know every one of those games, including...
Let's rewind. Caitlin's debut against the Chicago Sky? A record 2.7 million viewers, highest rated WNBA game on ESPN. That wasn't luck. That was a generational star arriving with fans, viewers, and more jersey sales than half the league combined. And what did the league do? Issue bland press releases that might as well have been written by Angel Reese herself. They acted like Clark's success was a fluke rather than a revolution.
Rising tide lifts all boats. And if this is the magnetic traction that draws viewers to the WNBA, and her absence over the next 2 weeks due to that quad strain is providing further evidence of that, then everybody needs to accept it, stand down, and ride that wave. I'm going to be really interested in seeing how the ratings are going to look without her over the next 2 weeks. Let's make sure we come back and ask me this exact same question after she's been...
Stephen A. watched it unfold. Clark's star rising. The league playing it down. Vets side-eyeing her like she took the last slice of pizza. Now, the WNBA is scrambling to replace the only player who can pull 1 million viewers just by tying her shoes.
Know what she brings to the table. But people wanted to hate because why? You had a bunch of players in this league that watched this young white girl come along and take the league by storm. And they resented it because they saw the marketing prowess that she had. They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here. And y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now, the young white girl comes along and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark, it's about what she represents. My point is growth.
Bottom line, the WNBA had a golden goose and treated her like a regular bird. Stephen A. isn't just mad, he's the reality check the league desperately needs. Clark is the face. The draw. The reason sponsors pick up the phone. If she isn't protected, elevated, and appreciated, the WNBA won't just lose a player, they'll lose their moment.
Look, I think Stephen A. is 100% correct on this. At the end of the day, you already see people actually saying, hey, I'm not watching for 2 weeks. I'm not tuning in for 2 weeks. And it's really bad news for the Mystics and the Sky, because both of those teams move those games to big arenas. So it's like, now that she's not playing, what is that attendance going to look like? The viewership, right? The viewership is going to plummet. I already know, because majority of the people that's watching the Indiana Fever wants to see Caitlin Clark. And sad to say it, a lot of them only want to see Caitlin Clark. They don't really care about the...
And now that Clark is out, the prophecy unfolds. She's missing marquee matchups, primetime games, and heavily promoted rematches like the one against Angel Reese. The financial hit? Immediate. This isn't just Indiana losing a star. It's the WNBA losing its gravitational center.
Everybody was moving Caitlin Clark games to bigger facilities because everyone was selling tickets. There were ratings. It was a ratings bonanza. Now with Caitlin Clark not playing, what do? Well, when you change your situs, guess what? You can't change it back.
Yep. The tickets are literally half the price, and there are entire sections of the stadium that have not sold anything.
What's really got Stephen A. fuming? This was avoidable. Injuries happen, but when the league allows its most valuable player to be slammed, elbowed, and targeted every night with no protection, that's not bad luck. That's negligence.
2.2 million average viewers tuned in to watch Caitlin Clark and the Fever take on the Liberty.
Peaking at 3.2 million viewers is crazy for the WNBA, even for the Fever.
Became the 6th most watched WNBA regular season.
And yes, the numbers back it all up. Even in a loss to the Liberty, Clark drew 2.22 million viewers on CBS, the second highest WNBA rating ever. Her star power is unmatched. Without her, those numbers will fall off a cliff. Sponsors know it. Networks know it. Stephen A. knows it, and he's got the receipts locked and loaded.
She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being 4th in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done. We know what she brings to the table. But people wanted to hate because why? You had a bunch of players in this league that watched this young white girl come along and take the league by storm, and they resented it because they saw the marketing.
What stings even more is this all could have been prevented. The WNBA had one job: protect the star. Instead, Clark took hit after hit while the league issued vague statements and weak penalties. Now, Stephen A. is doing the damage control they should have done, while fans online vow to boycott until Clark returns.
Attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it. But you didn't do it.
Clark wasn't just good for the league, she revolutionized it. People who never cared about the WNBA started tuning in. Families planned trips around Fever games. But now that she's out, those same fans are already tuning out. Stephen A. gets it. This isn't about a pulled muscle. It's about whether the league is smart enough to recognize a once-in-a-generation star and not waste her.
You literally cannot make this up. When she's not playing, ticket prices, merchandise sales plummet. Viewership declines when she is not suited up in uniform. The numbers do not lie, guys. Caitlin Clark is the biggest box office attraction in the WNBA. Period. Facts over.
Let's be honest, the league let her get battered. Cheap shots, flagrant fouls, borderline assaults, and no serious response. And now, social media is full of fans saying they won't watch again until Clark is back. Watching WNBA without her is like ordering pizza and getting salad. No flavor. No excitement. The main ingredient is gone.
Became the first rookie with at least 25 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in a playoff game. That was Caitlin Clark. Became the 4th different rookie to play all 40 minutes in a playoff game. That was her. I'm looking at other things. 6 different league television partners. This is last year. This is last season. Because this is Caitlin Clark that we're talking about. 6 different league television partners set viewership records that year, her rookie year, for its highest viewed WNBA game. Do you know every one of those games, including the Indiana Fever?
So now, Stephen A. waits. He knows what's coming. Ratings will tank. And when they do, he'll be ready with stats, commentary, and receipts. The WNBA had lightning in a bottle. Clark was that lightning. Now she's out and the storm's coming. These next few weeks will define what kind of league the WNBA really wants to be, one that protects its stars, or one that watches them walk away.